Oceanic closed qualifier, and right now we're looking hot with DGG versus Not Greyhound. Not Greyhound coming out very, very strong, as expected, I would say. Komodo, your thoughts similar? We're moving into Inferno 2-0, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-0, and I think we're going to see a similar scoreline.
Yeah, I think so. Look, it would be, I guess, a disappointing affair for Not Greyhound if they were not to pull that out, right? It's not more of a thing of, you know, what we kind of expecting, right? You know, DGG, if they came in like really, really hot and Greyhound looked a bit sloppy, they might raise some further issues, right? Where if they come out, they have a strong win, that's exactly what they're looking for. DGG, they're an improving team, they're a developing team, they're still a relatively new roster, even if some of them have played together before. So as we move into this pistol, it's utility for Ins and Ali, and it looks like they're just going to start with some apartments control.
Yeah, a bit of patience from the rest of the DGG squad. Over on the flip side, you got a heavy lean over towards the A site, potential read, a potential favored play to come through from them as well, and it might actually shape up to be the correct decision. Your Wombat has all the utility over at the B side to buy time, as Apoc does have a kit as well. So a bit of sacrifice for those two members without the armor. But for Not Greyhounds, they have got a bit of brackets control. They've established a little bit of forward momentum from Sicko, looking to wrap CT. It's actually probably one of the worst things for DGG if, you know, the wrap continues to happen and Sicko's even found Zeph.
Gone fishing, and he's secured himself a big one. Great opportunity here. Your Wombat stuck on his lonesome with all that utility, so Not Greyhound are still doing their due diligence. Look at this from Sicko. He's pulled the rotation in, and are they going to check it? Are they going to clear it? There's one. He's almost even looking for a 30, and that's a half dink onto Gump. He gets it in the end. Now a USP. Surely he's got to know. They're just playing a weird game right now, Not Greyhound. They
everyone's
have to go.
just
They
shooting.
have to plan. Huge. Okay.
They're having
trolling.
fun. They're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Your Wombat last guy has a kid in front of him, but he's got no head. You kind of need one of those on your shoulders to continue out the round.
I think that's one of the things where it's kind of just like, all right, Sicko's running around, shooting them all. Let's just let him continue to do that. And it just so happens that there's 4 players over at the A site. Sicko's removed 3 of them, and Humongous pops out his head on the side itself, loses the duel. And for your Wombat, the poor unfortunate soul, he also loses the duel. So the pistol round goes over to Not Greyhound. We have a match pause come down on us. So we wait. And I will turn on the tunes for a second because we don't know how long this is going to take.
There it is. It's
there
done.
it is.
So that would have just clearly been a quick tack. Maybe something to chat about. That's the only thing about these sides. We don't know who's pausing for what, but obviously we go with what we've got.
Correct. It's going to be the force up from both of these sides as well, with no real damage coming through from the side of DGG. We'll see what they're going to be able to find with the weaponry here. 3 players over towards the B side and 2 over towards A. Meanwhile, it's a bit of a spread establishment from Not Greyhound. Great grenade to come on through to the CTs here. Patience is unfortunately not going to be rewarded for Gump. He'll also be taken down relatively low. It's just a lot of how do you do's at the moment, Mitch. No firm handshakes just yet.
No deals done today. Just a couple of introductions so far. Vexite will be limping away, but it's going to get taken down quickly. So not a bad answer so far. Molotov will keep them at bay off the half wall. Bomb now recovered by Ali. So they are going to hope that the rifles in the hands of Ins and Sicko do get to do a little bit of further damage as Zeph now does retreat to the back of the apartments. This could very well be a good round here from DGG. Motorway smoked, but look how close Apoc Dud is. Is he going to be able to pick up anything creeping his way in? He's not past him. Oh, God. Sicko with a 6th sense at this point in time. Now they've got to continue. Alistair knows exactly where one of these members is, at least in Zeph, but now as they tuck their way in, Gump is showing. Zeph is dead as well. Oh, man. It all fell apart there for DGG pretty quickly.
There's a lot of these circumstances where DGG kind of have the right reads, don't they? And it just so happens that Sicko is the one to destroy them. From the pistol rounds to this round, he's been the one where if he loses that duel first, the round potentially goes a completely different way. And it just has to be the save now for DGG as well.
Yeah, they're just playing around. That's the thing right now. You know, when we had the Encore with Licky, the Vertex with Vexite and Valiance, and obviously the, you know, previous rendition of Not Grey, which included hats, there was kind of 3 somewhat close rosters, right? Now, I feel like the gap is going to start to open for the short term. I think that Encore are going to get disgustingly strong within a few months, a few weeks even.
Yeah.
And then the exact same thing could be said for potentially, you know, this Not Greyhound roster. If Inns continues to develop, the team continues to listen, they all follow the leader, Kingfisher steps up to a new level as well. I think this roster really is going to get naughty. And with that local competition being pushed up as well, that just only gives further opportunity. We've got Dexter and JKS abroad. So it's looking good for Australian Counter-Strike, I do believe. And hopefully we start to inspire some younger gamers to come up on the come up. Because that's exactly what we can hope for.
Lots of grenades being thrown around Banana as DGG have 3 over at the B site. Apoc Dud going to be trying to play bait, draw in the members of Not Greyhound to that MP9 that Humongous is holding above the Orange's position, or rather, is he in the Orange's position? I think he might be in it, and he's just actually shot the MP9 as well. So the idea for Not Greyhound is that that saved weapon is over at the B site right now, and they're still going to continue to go here with the full execution of Utility Mitch.
Straight on in, Alistair nice and poised, great molly, clears out first Oranges. Apoc Dud tries to push on in as well, so this is just a nice clean rounds. Everything needing to be done. Well done from your Wombat. I got to admit, that's still at least something, denying the plant for a second.
It's always funny.
Now it's just going to be pea shooting.
It's always funny when you just think you're about to get that plant down and someone's counting, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then they push through on that 3 because it's, you know, just a little bit more to get that plant on down. It catches you just as you go to throw it on the floor, and then you lose your life. Sometimes it can be a little bit annoying, but regardless, 3 unanswered rounds for Not Greyhound. And finally, we've got the guns to come through for DGG. A double AWP setup right now, Mitch, Zeph and Apoc Dud. It was the thing that got Encore, you know, a couple of rounds earlier on today. I wonder if these guys are going to be able to, you know, repeat that.
Always a world where it occurs. Apoc Dud mollied off the line. Doesn't take too much damage, so he'll be A-OK for now as Liaz calls up the upper floor. Utility over. It is just going to be the fake, however. Coffin smoke, CP smoke, nade over the top. And that's going to send Apoc packing as well. Your Wombat. They're just selling the full execute here. Look at this rotation being pulled away. Liaz even will dodge that nade. They've already started to throw further utility. Liaz is doing it all alone. The only thing is that Gump hasn't moved yet. That's one big factor here. The rest of the members are all up. But yeah, it's really just what? Easy stuff. Inns watching the line. They are aware, though, now, Zeph. He's rotated over the library. I think there's a potential chance where Gump does something here. He's already found one, maybe stopping it for a little bit. Smoke on the lurk.
Oh, he's legged
get legged up, but this is a scrappy round, Komodo.
Yeah, now you got to wonder as well, when is Liaz going to get back in towards this one? Humongous is still hunting for him over at the B site, and he's going to be able to win that duel, so it flips back over towards everything that is happening at this A site.
Creeping on in, Gump. He's found 2, like, impactful frags as well. And Zeph also on the boost over the top, so it's going to be on the big boy Vex side. Ooh. And he's gone as well. So the round, which was looking to be quite a clean and concise one for the Not Greyhound side, they kind of toss it away a little bit, I think. You know, they had the right idea, they had the right plans, but they were a little bit too slow to execute on towards that A side.
Oh, finally, DGG are on the board, aren't they? With their first purchase, their first real big purchase. The double AWPs working a treat to get a couple of assistive frags. And you think, all right, yeah, Not Greyhound. They've sold a really good fake over towards the B site. They push the incendiaries in. They get an opening frag. You think, all right, everything's working a treat. Gump doesn't move. And he's able to just kind of undermine what Not Greyhound were trying to think and execute and theorize would be a really clean round to close from there on out. But unfortunately not. For DGG fans, they're on the board. And they're going to try and double down. Banana is the first point in play, and Apoc Dud is going to find the first frag on towards Vex side.
Exactly what they need to get their way back into this map. Oh, narrow miss there. Just off on the timing. Ins still trapped in bottom of banana. Your Wombat is having a look, but that's that right eye peek. Does not come to an advantage. Ali also looking to join the fray. He can pick up an AK here. He'll be happy with that one. Molotov to go down. Onto APOC dart, onto the line. That should send him packing as well. The nade, though, whizzes. The bullet, rather, whizzes past the head of Alistair. A second shot does connect onto Ins, but at least it is back into a recoverable 4-on-4 situation for Not Greyhound.
Oh, well, they don't really have a lot of domain here. Gump has been spotted out through the crack, but he still manages to win out the duel onto Sicko. Alistair falls as well, and things are coming up a little bit pear-shaped for Not Greyhound. You want to see some apples be found in this server right now, as apples do taste sweeter, in my mind. Liaz in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is down. He's going to try and retrieve that one to get a plant. And what does he have on his back? A flashbang in this AK-47. But where does he choose to retreat to? Up towards apartments.
He's in as well. So it's the long haul now. We'll hear that drop of the weapon over from APOC dart. I think he's just going to wrap straight into Boiler. I kind of feel like this round's done. If he gets the timing right here, they shouldn't be looking back. They are, though. Okay, round's done in the favor of DGG. Very well done there from Hugh. Watching the wrap. He's got his boys back. And that's going to be a second round. So that should send the economy of Not Greyhound packing a little bit here. They have to eco.
Oh, Inns is gone in with an AK-47. So it does look like they're going in for a bit of a half purchase. Keep enough money in the coffer to get something back in toward it tomorrow. Tomorrow? Next
Kevlar.
round? He's got some
tomorrow.
Kevlar. Tomorrow? Yeah. Already theorizing the
win.
grand final.
Yeah.
I wonder if tomorrow's going to provide us with only Vertigo and Inferno again. Have to wait and see.
Well, there's one member down already. Zeph looking sharp on that AWP. He obviously has slotted in nicely to that role. A former life, he was a rifler. Flash, unfortunately, catches the team. And that will send them back. So they have got brackets control. It is going to be a bit of a mishmash defense, but that nade is going to hurt a little bit. Molotov also forces Ins, but Ins, he thrives under the collar. Now DGGgump is in a really, really solid position. They should drop the bomb in the process as well. Now Ins a very, very tough task. Does he peek onto Gump at the right time? He gets another, but Ins has gone into the apartments at the exact same time. He's looking still. Ins gets taken. And it's on to Liaz in a 1 versus 4. Can he recover the AWP? I don't even know if he wants it at this point. It's going to be an awkward line.
Yeah,
gets an AK. That's a little bit better. Into the pit now, as you mentioned. But I think they can just chill back. 40 seconds, right? They've got the bomb.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. They don't need to be giving a chance toward Liaz to not only win the round, but to tickle your economy as well, right? You need to be holding on to this money because you know a big purchase is just around the corner from Not Greyhound. 30 seconds to go. Liaz is trying to see what he can find. Unfortunately, it is going to be nothing. 3 alive in the end for DGG. Money looking a little bit more handsome now, but that can always be, you know, turned around, turned upside down, as Not Greyhound are going to get a purchase to come here. And I'm getting, you know, very similar vibes of the previous map, right? Very hot contests in the very start of the map. And then it kind of fell away for DGG when they hit, well, 4 rounds because it was 4-5. And then it went 4-7, and then Not Greyhound kind of ran away with it.
Gump has been shining bright these last couple of rounds, so we've definitely got to see DGG well and truly back into this one. Another opening pick as well from Vex, and there you go. Okay. Very punishing here. Great utility usage to take the control of Banana. They popped down to the blind spray. So already, Not Greyhound losing picks left, right, and center, and DGG are capitalizing on it.
Bit of cheeky damage out of the grenade. Ins, rather, is just going to go through the smoke. His footsteps were heard as well. That's why Zeph was trying to reposition away, but got caught out. And now, still a player disadvantage for Not Greyhound, but they put a pin in it for now. They've got a lot of time to still exercise, still figure out what they need to do for the remainder of this round.
I think Ins just got off that line as well. Who's going to be looking at who? He's repositioned completely out towards those archers as APOC
look at
does
Sicko
get
image.
back in.
He's on top of you.
A long way up. Yeah. Does he look down? Does he get it? He's got so many angles to clear because Gump has gone
looking for it.
very, very far. But yeah, he is. they're wise to it. I don't know who's going to be able to find this one so far. Taking sight, Insta's get a pick, but there we go. Sicko gets the trade out, and now he's just going to get the bomb. He's got to get back towards the site. He's got to do it quickly. 30 seconds, but it's a 2-on-2 from a 3-on-5, Komodo.
Yeah, you're never going to count out individuals in the server. That is for certain. And speaking of, we need to see Apoc Dud and Your Wombat step up to the mark on this retake right now, because Inns has got an AWP lined up over towards the apartments and toward Diggity if required, where Apoc Dud is starting to creep on, holding Your Wombat's hand, who has a lot of utility. They've got a lot of utility here, but it will reveal their position. And now they're starting to do that. Sicko positioning himself in front of the open area as well, and he's going to start to get floofed on out. Now it is just down onto Apoc Dud to try and get it in the 1 versus 1. Inns looking above, the shots revealing themselves to drop on down, and Inns is just playing the fiddle right now, running around the site. There's no time, Mitch. This round is over towards Not Greyhound, and up with the bomb. Up with the bomb.
Both gone. Both gone. Look at the money. There's the punishment of being on that CT side. Hugh has to force. Yeah, they've all got to force. It's a double AWP. That's all they can do. But it's not the AWPers. I mean, look, they've AWPed before. Both of them. That's okay.
Oh, look, you do if they're gonna do it. They're juggling over.
Yep, they are.
It's always one of those interesting things, right? Because they go for the force here. They know they're within resetting Not Greyhound. So you're always going to think, all right, maybe we can go and we can win this round and reset them, right? Make ourselves a little bit more better in a couple of next rounds. But if you do take the L in this one, you go for the eco. You look at next round where you've got a world of cash on 2 of those players. You can have a very comfortable purchase with all your utility around the world. You can even drop some extra utility. But that's not what they're doing. They're going in with the single AWP, the A1S, double pistols, and MP9s, actually. So we'll see how this is going to fare them.
It's enough. Certainly managing to throw it together. So the AWP of Zeph isn't going to have the same impact that it has. Solo Dolo towards that B position. Surely they're going to have somewhat of a semblance of an understanding. Now they go into brackets. The lineup, Your Wombat, there you go. Exactly what you want to need. It's not going to be the 4K, but Liaz, hang on a second. Never mind. He's pushed, he's pulled, and he is taken down. And DGG, line him up.
That would have been a perfect flash toward top of brackets as well, but I think somebody on Not Greyhounds made a step first, and that's why the tuck back in towards under balcony, under porch, patio, under quad. A lot of different names for it. I call it quad. But regardless. Hiding in Diggity. Yeah, that one.
Diggity.
Hiding there. Anyways, a good round for DGG. A necessary one, right? They go in with the force. They're rewarded with the victory. And they do reset Not Greyhound into an eco.
Definitely a fantastic position to be in for DGG. Good opening. Just going to start to line them up. I think it's a happy little eco-frag position. Your Wombat happy to lap them up as well. Apoc Dud living on. That is an awesome, awesome round to have the cash lined up beside you. That's 2 investments at best, I would say, into the next couple. If they can manage to throw some things around. So that's going to set up DGG for the rest of the half, really, Komodo. Not Greyhound is going to need to do some very, very heavy lifting. I mean, look, the T side always a little bit more challenging, but
still 5 rounds.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, DGG are looking kind of good. Like Greyhound, Not Greyhound, we're doing like a little trolling. You could see it in the opening couple of rounds, and I think that's potentially shaking them up a little bit, having to take this a bit more seriously as Vexite gets very aggressive. But that molly, no, it doesn't go far enough. However, it's not enough to keep Apoc Dud alive. Vexite has his number in this round, and that's banana control
taken. Yeah, there's a push in apartments too. Look at this one. Liaz, he's worked his magic, worked some wonders, and now the last soldier alive in the server is actually over at this B site. They've heard the audible. That's going to send the bomb with Alistair over towards A. And now it's just playing countermeasures to take this AWP out of Zeph's hands. Still got the money in the next round. Vexite trying to find an angle. He'll lose his life. But as I mentioned, yeah, the money is still going to be there for DGG in the next round. It doesn't overly matter. Like if Zeph does lose his life, but of course, you want to hold on to it. Into the next round. That's going to be denied.
Well, it's an AWP that's recovered. It's 3 alive. You know, that's good for Not Greyhound. And here's that secondary buy that I was talking about, where they are going to have to invest all the cash. There is AWPs that can be picked up. But again, it's going to be a little bit of a juggle. APOC dud. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah,
He's picking up the secondary here.
Without utility as well for Gump and Humongous, actually. So if Zeph did survive, he would be able to drop over weaponry and it would have been a little bit better. So it actually does have a little bit more weight to that save in the previous round. Irrespective, double AWPs as you're alluding to just there. APOC dud on the line toward ins. The frag is found. Vexite just completely sidesteps him out.
So quick. This is the advantage of having a Vexite on your roster, right? You know, he's just got all the confidence in the world. Still young, still such a high ceiling for him to improve into. You know, he's been playing this game for such a big portion of his life.
Done in Counter-Strike.
He's going to get the jump in a good spot there. But that's going to be Vexite taken down as well. Zeph dropping Sicko. Rather, never mind. Vexite's still alive, sorry. So he's got the bomb. That's okay. He's going to be able to get at least CT control. But they are very, very split here, which is an odd-looking round.
Yeah, you're wondering how to get back into this one if you are not Greyhound. There goes your last little bit of utility. The boost up is not revealed itself just yet. Your Wombat playing trigger discipline, letting his teammate from afar and Humongous shoot the shots, play bait, and it's worked a treat. Now it is just down to Liaz in a 1 versus 3. Last seen around the A site. So Zeph does need to be careful in case he is coming from this angle, but he's going to be spotted out by Humongous. And now the idea is here for the wide swing out. Your Wombat, ooh, might have given up the goat in this round. You don't win a 1 versus 3, you lose a 3 versus 1. So you're still got to be careful. 20 seconds on the clock. It does start to narrow down the plausibility of this round for Liaz, but he's certainly making it look scary, isn't he?
He knows exactly where Zeph is. He's got the spot. And now he just has to be careful. Man.
You don't win a 1 versus 3, but he has made it look easy, hasn't he?
He did. And look, I was going to be a critical boy in that round, right? Vexite, that's where his kind of hungry position, you know, and knowing how good he is, he went way too fast. Like, Liaz had to take all of those cards and put them on himself to win out that 1v3, because if Vexite had waited at the top of Nana for maybe 10 more seconds, Liaz would have joined him, and it would have been a way easier 2v3. In the end, Liaz has to clutch it, he does it, he makes it look easy, and now it is an advantage where DGG are back on Amico.
That's where the multitude of experience from Not Greyhound is really going to be able to build Vexite up from a great player to a really great player.
I think so. He's got such a high ceiling, as I mentioned. You know, it's not like teaching an old dog new tricks or anything like that, right? It's about molding him and meshing him. And where I kind of lean into the commentary that I think Kingfisher has a very, very big task ahead to, you know, develop this roster further. Ins, from what we've seen in this 2 series today, he is certainly coming into his own a little bit more as a leader, because the only time you see Not Greyhound fall apart is when they fall flat. You can see that their comms aren't concise. They're not listening to each other. They're getting a little bit scrappy. And that's obviously going to happen internationally a little bit more than it will locally. But right now, it looks like they're all on the same page, and that's a great sign.
Absolutely. Great little adjustment, though, from Gump. Hopping over, retrieving the AWP.
Another AWPer.
Mate, count on your hands how many AWPers we've got in the server.
Mate, how many AWPers we've got in this region? Every single player on the come up thinks they're an AWPer.
I can't AWP, putting that out there.
I used to be, and now I can't AWP. The Eagle, that's it.
Well, shots are coming out from the rifles in this server right now. No sidearm action. But a bit of silence with a minute to go. Bit of a rotation from APOC Dud 2. As apartments control is what Sicko is trying to just hold on to. I believe the Molotov actually went out the window there from through the apartment's window. Which is a little bit comical. 50 seconds to go. We're grouping up around the B site. Your Wombat throws the smoke to buy some time, and he's actually got a second one that he can throw, but rather the incendiary would be better well placed on this execution.
Utility in. That's going to be Ins fighting another. Creeping on through. Vexite. There we go. Teammates at this point in time. If Liaz didn't go down, there was an opportunity on the cards, but they've just got to move in as a unit now. Hughes starting to question himself. Doesn't know exactly where it'll end up, but unfortunately, he's going to meet the helping arms, the open arms of Sicko. And he's not a happy boy in this round, taking him down. 8 rounds secured. The half has been won by the side of not Greyhounds.
So,
yeah.
I think we've seen more in this map right now on the first half than we did on Vertigo, which was definitely required for DGG. But I think the nail in the coffin round was definitely that 1 versus 3 that they lost against Liaz, right? Even by virtue of time, they could have won it. In the last 1 versus 1, there was no time for Liaz to get the plant, and the challenge was fought out, right? So it's these little things for DGG that they just really have to reel themselves in and play to the advantage, not play to close it as quick as possible.
Correct. Preaching to the choir, my friend. But by way of update of what we've been seeing around the bend, NKT has beat out Arabat. So that's a 2-1 as they will progress to verse IHC later. So that should be a really exciting game. Yeah, IHC versus NKT. Former teammates across the board there. The Mongolian powerhouse. And then it looks like it's a 1-1 between Rare Atom and Wings Up. Wings Up, obviously a representative coming overseas to Australia here in a week's time to play in DreamHack Melbourne, of course. So it's going to be an exciting time to see what happens there.
And I would say
Rare Atom, of course, the former Vici roster. Lots of talent on that.
I would say the
they will be
Rooster games as well.
No, look, it's actually closer than you'd expect. It's 10-9, so...
so Rooster come back
fired
on
up.
CT, is it? There you go. Alright, that round's done and dusted. Gump making sure to try and extend that one as long as possible on just the eco for DGG. But Mitch, we move into the last round of this half. And you really want to see DGG be able to pick this one up, make sure that they've, you know, not let Greyhound get to double digits, but more importantly, to just make sure that they've got a little bit more momentum going into the next half, because the T side is definitely going to be, you know, difficult for them, because you're also going on to Inferno, and Ins is on the CT side.
And just to confirm as well, ASAP playing, so that's part in part, you know, Rooster's such a disgustingly strong team with that man playing. And Chelios having a bit of an off day, which is uncommon, so... Anyway, we've got our own game at hand now, which is going to see the half close after this round. And the utility in to take brackets control as well. Alistair gonna fall away. Hugh is gonna get an opener. No, it's Zeph, and so's Gump to follow. 5 versus 3 here as it stands, and they've done very, very well here so far. DGG is gonna have to be a big play as Alistair, the quick scope. My oh my, the man is quick. He's gonna be able to potentially find something onto Zeph. The damage, not before. We do see Zeph try and make it, but look at this. Straight through the smoke. This is so cheeky. There he is, Alistair, but might not be enough here. Hugh, right on the line, right on the side. It should be the round done. Very nicely found by DGG. They're putting in a very good fight, but how is the CT side going to look for not Greyhound?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. At least happy that DGG found that 6th, right? Didn't let Not Greyhound go over to that 10th, find their double digits, made that last one pretty competitive with a couple of good frags earlier on. But I think, yeah, the half as a whole, it was looking good. In the very beginning, I made mention to that. I really do feel like the round that they lost, the 1 versus 3 against Liaz, was the one that shook them up, right? They were looking, you know, like the waters were a little bit rocky. But then as soon as that round happened, a Maelstrom was appeared. So I'm glad that they settled down. I'm glad that they got back into that. But now, Mitch, I think is the really big test for DGG. What does their T side entail for us?
Time will tell. As we do see the players ready up, should not be long before we move on in. And it will be the half over. So just a quick pause is a good pause as per usual. And now we'll see it. So the Hound moves to the defending side. DGG needing to put in the good fight early. If they can find Pistol and take it up to potentially, you know, that 8-9 round mark, we could have a bit more of an entertaining game on our hands. And to do that on Inferno of all maps, right? Like, this is the map that not Greyhound thrive. Like, that's been their comfort pick for so long. We've seen them take it from big, heavy hitters around the world as well. You know, if they've ever won a big map, it is on this map. Had a couple of runs back when Dexter was there, you know, on the old Mirage and that kind of thing. But okay, Gump, are you all right, my friend?
He's just shooting and Alistair's jumped into Lordy's crosshair. But damage has been returned with a bit of a grenade stack onto Seth. Gump is even going for another forward challenge now on the bridge against Liaz. It's a battle of the aim, and well, Gump is going to send Liaz packing for now. So no kills found just yet. Bit of chip damage, bit of tag damage. Bandage up the wounds. As DGG are going to be setting themselves up for a bit of an execute over towards this B side, actually. They've got a smoke, they've got a Molotov, couple flashes. Could be very well placed to pick up the pistol here, Mitch.
You'd love to see it. Needing more of a contest. Alistair just firing a warning shot, but they are poised up towards B, and that is where the aggression will start to clear on in. But Vexite, a turret so far, drops one. Inns gets another. And it is looking a little bit too easy. Vexite managed to get that one. Gump, though, never count the man out. There's a third. Well, 44 seconds. Oh. There's time.
He was the one that started this round, remember, with the gush on towards Alistair from that bridge location. Now, 1 versus 2. Oh, maybe he finds an ace. It would be absolutely miraculous if he's able to find this one. Alistair, he's got to tuck in.
Oh, so smart to, like, pull off the line for just a second, but I don't know if he's going to clear this. If he clears pull. Oh, no! Oh, Gump, you really wanted to see him find it. It would have been a 1v5.
That would have been insane. You know that he's going to be feeling himself.
Oh, man. Like, that's nerves of steel from Ali, I've got to admit.
Yeah.
To sit there, stone cold still. Oh, my. What an opening.
I really wanted Gump to win that, not gonna lie.
So did I. Anytime you see a round like that, you always want the underdog to win the opportunity, right? Like,
that's not even a situation there that, like, Not Greyhound kind of fumbled the bag, right? Because they were all together. Gump was just mincing them.
Gump
he was just hitting the head.
Gump is certainly feeling it. I will give him that. He's top of the scoreboard right now. 17 and 14, top of the server, but you look at the differentiation in the frags. Again, it's the same as what we saw in Vertigo. Every single member of Not Greyhound is stepping up to the plate, where it's a little bit more spread out on DGG. Gump very much leading the charge. The rest of the members, you know, still kind of, again, living into what their scoreline tails. But regardless, yeah, it's been a nice little game. Like, this has not been an absolute whitewash, which it could have been, right? The way that we saw Not Greyhound playing in the earlier maps. But this is basically just lining us up for what we're going to be witnessing tomorrow, which, again, likely should be a encore Not Greyhound Grand Final, where the winner will obviously go to that Asia RMR.
Well, you got to remember,
finals.
If Encore do best out Rooster, they still will have to get through DGG as well.
Yeah, exactly right. So Encore obviously fighting the tough lower bracket run, and we'll just get an update on that score as well, obviously, whilst the round does settle for just a second. It is going to be, yeah, okay. So it is definitely looking like it should be a 2-0 for Encore, but they're still making it work. You know, Rooster are still competitive here.
There's been a bit of silence in this round right now for both squads. DGG putting a little bit more progressive utility over towards the brackets of A. Sicko shoulders out for some info over at the other side of the map. Bomb spotted, I do believe, as well. It's going to peel a bit of rotations over, but Not Greyhound's not yet solidified in the fact of rotations just yet. 30 seconds. And you got DGG who are split 2 and 2 across the map. Who is the squad that's actually selling the fake? Is it going to be a double pump right now with the utility over to B and then back over towards A? It's not looking to be the piece. The bomb is coming over towards this A site right now with 15 seconds. Liaz and Alistair, they're holding down the fort. Liaz caught in transition, hot potatoing over the weaponry. Alistair now position unexpected. He's going to be able to deny the bomb from going down, but only after he first finds A.
Nice clean round. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Hounds. And now back onto an eco here. I just feel like it was so close. It was such a nice try by Gump to, you know, throw them into the momentum that they kind of required coming into this second half. But look, again, you know, playing against a team that has, like, basically... And this is like Roffelco era, right? Roffelco and...
I miss that guy.
And Apoc done, if we're thinking that Vertex. The only teams that had a decent CT side in Oceania was basically this roster in Not Greyhound and Vertex. And now since the Shake, it's changed up a little bit. Vexite wants the ace. Will they give it to him? That's the question. Yeah, I think they will.
Oh,
there it is.
I can't even see him.
Hey, how? Anyway, back to my point.
Your point more important than his eco frag.
Correct. Exactly. My eco ace Vexite. Do it in a real game. All right. Do it in a real gun round, bro. Step up. Nah, joking. But no. So our biggest weakness in Oceania has typically been Dust 2 and Inferno CT sites. Always has plagued Oceanic teams. So it is very daunting for DGG to move into a team on this attacking, on the attack of the T side. So missing out on that pistol is a big blow.
Good opening pick though for Humongous, peeking out in the flames, very still disciplined. Now you just don't want to see any overextensions from DGG to give an opportunity back over towards not Greyhound. Chico grenade gonna light up Liaz, as he still wants a lot of this control. That grenade could even finish off Humongous, and it will indeed. A great Kobe to come on through, but immediately have to get the trade. So still just holding on. DGG with player advantage.
I think they had the right idea there. I was going to say that was a very bold peek from Liaz to get back down mid, but Inns did have the flash. But I think it was just a little bit mistimed. Liaz peeking through a little bit too early. So it's back to this 3-on-3. Inns has managed to pull them into a equalized position. Vexite does get one, but quickly traded. So the members do start to fall. Inns, again, Mr. Consistent. He is able to pick up the pieces when his team does require it. Sicko rotating fast. So it is going to be on Inns, who's playing the grave position.
He does.
I don't know. He gets the shot irrespective, so Sicko has to clean up now. He can run all the way to top mid. He's going to go to the apartments instead, but I think this should be around going the way of DGG.
Yeah, you would need to see a bit of a fumble from DGG to drop this round right now. If they play their cards right and group up, they might be able to find Sicko creeping up. He doesn't want to pick up any utility here in the apartments. But how do you jump down? How many angles can you start to clear out from here up at the top of balcony? Because the bomber's ticked away halfway and your Wombat is starting to wrap. He's going to meet him. He's going to give him a good little kiss from distance. Keep him safe. And the round is DGG's.
So at least managing to pull their way back. Double AWP setup appears to have been picked up. No, never mind. The single for Ali. 4 rifles, full belts of utility, everything that they need to keep on keeping on. But if DGG can secure this one, it could be a potential swing round, at least for a little bit, at least for some more action. 6 rounds of difference now. It certainly is comebackable, but there's Sicko. Great counter utility, great flashing in, and even your Wombat. No, never mind. Gets one for his troubles, traded quickly by Vexite. Now the fight continues. Vexite really, really thriving in this map. You know, the opponent a little bit weaker than what is, brought in by Encore. But a 3v2 as it stands.
Bit split though for not Greyhound. Need to make sure that you're still going to be playing this round, because if DGG do flip the coin and it lands over at that B site, they'll only have a 1 player to deal with in Vexite. So you would expect him to just call the audible to his teammates and play with player advantage. He does have that smoke to try and buy a little bit of time, but he's just playing the shoulder line. He's actually going to be throwing the denial of entry smoke into the B area. So it's going to block his vision, Mitch, and it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to get a quick rotation. I can't help but feel like playing on that pixel line from the coffins might have still been better for him, and now he's lost his life, so it's giving a bit of a workable scenario over to DGG.
Plant goes down. They're going to make him work for it here. Molotov from Liaz is available. They're not going to be able to stop any defuse anytime soon. They do go for the high rise, but it's going to be a punishing position. Now Hugh has to fight this 1v1. Liaz, it's all about timing. Does have the flash in, but Hugh peaks perfectly, and there we have it. 8 rounds for DGG, and they've got way more money in the bank account than the Hounds.
Yeah, another
So
one.
it is 5 rounds of difference and an eco for not Greyhounds.
Another one that they've been able to just narrowly scrape on by with. But if they keep narrowly scraping by, you know, the money will still build on a couple of these different players time and time again. And they'll be able to build up a bit of economy But a good thing for them is this round doesn't necessarily, you know, going to be expected to finish close, right? Because it is that eco to come through for Not Greyhound. Vexite with the Kevlar, Deagle and flashes, rest of the squad with a couple of upgraded sidearms. Except for Alistair holding his money to get out the AWP in the next round. And I love this ambition from Inns. Straight down the guts of being able to find one onto Hugh before being traded out. It's going to shake things up a little bit, but DGG not seeming phased. Still making sure that they're dotting I's, crossing T's. Going to be trying to 100% the round from here on out because they also do need to, you know, be careful of their own economy.
Good damage. Nice and easy. Only losing that one member. So if they hold on to this, it is important, you know, the investment that they've had to make is one that they don't want to do too much more of. Vexite from the library. He will start to creep his way out. He's caught off guard. Does have the flash, but it's going to be all she wrote. 4 alive. Great round from DGG, and this scoreline, like, double digits is a pretty bloody good result, I will say.
But they got to find it first, Mitch. That's the big thing.
They do.
They're
hey,
coming
but
up
look,
against
look,
another
look,
gun round.
No, listen. Look at the frags. They've started to line up. They've started to equalize a little bit more here from DGG. They've forced Not Greyhound to take a pause. I would assume this is theirs, because it would make the most sense.
Assume.
The investment now has to come in. It's another resettable position. DGG find this. 10, 11 will be secured off the back of the eco.
So what you're telling me, right? And bear with me, because I know sometimes we are on the very same wavelength, right?
Yes,
so I'm reading your mind here.
Okay.
Mirage is possible.
Yeah, I think so.
If DGG keep playing this way.
It shouldn't be, but I'm a believer.
Okay.
I wouldn't leave her if I tried.
Sharpest tool in the shed and that.
Something like that. Shrek, green.
No, grey.
Donkey?
Shrek ain't
Didn't
green.
realize how many voices Mike Myers did do.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Actually, I did have color
No
in
more
my
Shrek
life when I
talk.
watched Shrek, so he was green.
I actually needed to rewatch it, but we'll talk about that another time.
Alrighty.
Because Control going into the apartments very early here for DGG. And on the apps as well will be Alistair, will be Liaz. I don't know if they want to go in though. It looks like they are starting to make that money move. Vexite also going for a cheeky peek as well. Time's starting to tick. Alistair straight on that line, and he will be forced off too, so the utility is good, and a bold peak to come out if Alistair does want to try and find this fight. Liaz is boosted up on the ledge as well.
There's a huge gap over at Archers right now in the defense of Not Greyhound, and look at Apocdud. He's trying to sleuth through, trying to find the gap, and he's actually won the duel on towards Sicko, so that's a huge amount of positioning that DGG have found, but as soon as that happens, Liaz gets the trade, and the Incendiary is forcing DGG back. But Apocdud, he's now up the creek without a paddle. He's stuck.
Well, they've just got to find one. Yeah, Vexite, he's only got a FAMAS and a 1 HE. But they do choose, but they've got to make a decision fast because I don't know if this is good for Apocdud or if Inns has found the break. He has managed to get through. They know he's still there. And Inns is actually wrapping back around to try and find him. So Vexite, but on an island, a little bit rough there. Inns has got a bit of a spray, but he knows. Yeah, he knows. Absolutely. Apocdud definitely trapped here. But I guess he's doing enough because he's keeping them there. He's found Inns. That's the round. They have to save.
Yeah. There's no real utility to go in for the retake here. No current kit on the players alive for Not Greyhound. So, you know, their attempt at having a bit of a better lean over towards the B site and an apartments hold opens a massive gap for DGG. Apocdud exploiting that very, very nicely, and pretty much is the thing that wins them the round, right? He's in the head of Sicko rent-free, who can't hold his focus onto the B site because, number one, Vexite was there and died, so now he's split between trying to contest the B side players to get an advantage back for Not Greyhound, but also trying to find Apocdud in the library. And there's the double digits, by the way, for DGG.
Double digits. Yeah, I don't know. This is now like a recoverable round. I think what I would like to see is... Never mind. They've managed to toss over enough weapons. Okay, it's actually pretty good. I was going to say I would have potentially liked to see, you know, maybe just holding on to only the AWP, picking up the pistols to kind of back each other, have a full gun round, because now what they've got to do is, you know, if they are to lose this one, it will be taking that full eco, and that could potentially be DGG finding 12 rounds. So, got quick. Apoc gets the find, and he's gone down to his own molly, but he did damage to Sicko at the exact same time. So, you know, still extension of his own death coming out there.
I think the biggest statement to take away from this right now, if you take this scoreline and we take what we've seen from DGG in the second half and you isolate that, DGG are making Not Greyhound's CT side pretty much non-existent. Like, DGG's T side is pushing and pulling Not Greyhound. I think it's really cool. I think it's giving him a bit of a challenge right now. And look, to credit where credit's due, we know that there's a lot more gas in the tank for Not Greyhound, right? We know that. But it's going to force them to potentially reveal a little bit more of that and use a little bit more of that.
It is. I'm just sort of feeling silly. You know, I was talking up Not Greyhound, saying about how good they are on this CT side, and they have really been ripped apart, but Ins can reposition. It's the Ins and Liaz duo inside the pit, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. All on to Zeph, and Sicko can start marching down Banana with Alistair in tow, and Zeph's got 30 seconds to hopefully just find something, but this will be 14 rounds.
Yeah.
For Not Greyhound, and there is at least cash in the bank for DGG into the next.
And as I say, that we've got, you know, good T side DGG. Not Greyhound answer back with a pretty clean round, so good to see. 14 secured. By the way, of update, Mitch confirmed that Encore have knocked out Rooster.
They have indeed. Just seeing it now. So what was it? It was 16 to 10. Okay, so Encore clearly did manage to find their way. So I mean, TJP putting in some big numbers.
The loser of this game will be playing Encore in tomorrow's lower final. And then the winner of that will play the winner of this.
Correct. So, as we can assume, unless DGG pulls something out of the wallet tomorrow, really, really solid, it'll be a Encore and Not Greyhound final. But, again, you know, DGG is certainly making the work for it right now. Vexite does go for the peak, but... oh, you can see that itch in him to try and go for more. Ali gets a little bounce from the flash, and now they do start to rotate over. Look at this. Straight away, DGG are fighting this.
Well, Humongous
to get there, and they're called, like, the rotation is immediate.
Yeah, Humongous is already up through the apartments, but Liaz might have just found the right timing. Maybe not. Trying to put himself in towards the pit. The HE grenade is really going to soften him up, but Vexite is already here. He just had a fight at B. Now he's over at A, cleaning up house, and it's just on towards Gump. He's found a 1 versus 4. There was a 5th member in Alistair that managed to solve the puzzle and find that pistol round. But will Gump be able to get the better of him this time? Creeping up through the library. Alistair giving him a challenge. Gonna be losing that one on account of the Not Greyhound member. The DG grenade gonna tickle Gump up. 30 seconds to go to try and find all these isolated jewels. But is he just gonna take the prize as the AWP? He's gonna at least try to, and he will be able to escape image.
Yeah, this is a rough one, though. I mean, look, obviously, like, the chances of him winning the round is slim to none. But I feel like running away with the AWP, taking that into the next, bit of a rough circumstance, I guess. Hard pill to swallow. He is going to save it up. 10 seconds left. The time will tick down. And that'll be done. Ski.
15 secured. It's not an elimination point, but it is a qualification point for Not Greyhound into the grand final. 1 series victory away from securing the ticket to playing at the Asia RMR qualifier at PAX Australia? PAX Melbourne? PAX Australia, I think it's called, but it's in Melbourne.
PAX Australia
PAX
in
Australia
Melbourne,
in Melbourne, with international teams coming from their respective qualifiers to here as well, which, you know, we got a lot of in-house, I guess, say in-person land CS over the next couple of weeks, because between DreamHack and PAX, there's only like 5 weeks, I think. And then there's also a competition in between. So we got a lot of CS.
There's, yeah, lots of Counter-Strike to be played. Exciting rest of the year. Liaz, though, gets the open up. And that looks like it's starting to become game. all going to be a reliance onto Gump to see what he can bring through the man. Okay, we'll take Bracket's control here now. Liaz on the site. In's tucked into the pit again. Small pit though this time. Sicko having a spot through. There's Liaz. Another frag found. In's also looking to pick up one more. And oh, that's, yeah, basically going to be game. Q, 1 versus 5, has the deagle in hand. And I think they can happily call that one GG. He's not going to go out without a fight. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. A 3K rather, for Liaz means that they do close the series. And that's going to be a 16-10 win in the end. So